Yo guys, what is going on? It is your boy Hollywood Steve back with another review. Alright, today we're going to review Monday Night Raw from last night. But before we do anything, guys, before we get into this, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys comment, make sure you guys share this video with all your friends and all that good stuff, okay? Really helps out the YouTube algorithm, guys, like I keep saying. So make sure you guys are subscribing, all that good stuff. Really help me get to. I would love to get to 10,000 subscribers, guys, on this video, on this channel. That's my goal. Is 10,000 subs. So let's make it happen, guys. Let's get there, huh? All right. So in today's video, we're gonna preview Monday Night Raw from last night. All right, so Raw starts out with Seth Rollins stating Seth Rollins opened the show and he goes on stating how he could throw 29 guys over the top rope. Said it didn't matter if it was Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, but he hoped that it would come down. But he did hope that it would come down to him and CM Punk, so he could throw him over the top rope and smash his main event chances at WrestleMania to dust. Then of course he's interrupted by Gunther, the world heavyweight champion. Gunther tells Seth that he's no longer the standard bearer in the industry. That Gunther that he is, and he hoped that Seth would win the Royal Rumble so he could leave Seth lying in the middle of the ring just like Jay and everybody else he has faced. And then Seth reminds him that he's not Jay, and the only reason that the title existed was because of him, and that he would be winning the Royal Rumble and taking back his title. Then both are interrupted by Logan Paul. And Logan Paul, he's on Raw now. Made his Raw debut last night. And he officially declares for the Royal Rumble. And he says this is the beginning, that with this being the Netflix era, he would be winning the Royal Rumble and going after whatever title he wanted. And he said whatever title he went after, he was going to take it to the next level, because he told Seth and Gunther that they had both reached their ceiling, but he was just he's just climbing the stairs, and that WWE needs someone like him. And you know, Logan Paul is just going on how he's just this, event maker, and how he's a moment maker, and he makes moments, and yada 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 yada. And now Logan Paul is a good wrestler. He's a great wrestler. I'm not taking that away from him by any stretch of the imagination. By any means. I am not taking that away from Logan Paul. But I can't stand the guy. Okay? I cannot stand the guy. He is pompous. He's arrogant. He's cocky. He's selfish. I can't stand the guy. He's way too into himself. And that really bothers me. Really, really, really just really grinds my gears, really gets my goat, that he's so into himself, and he just, thinks that he's better than everybody else, that he's, well, I came into the WWE and I picked this up faster than, and he tells Gunther and Seth, I picked this up faster than you guys did. I was a champion faster than you guys ever were. And just total arrogance, like just I can't, like I said, I can't stand the guy. He's too pompous. He's way too arrogant for me, for my taste. But then Gunther looks at Logan Paul and says, "You know what? I actually changed my mind." He says, "I hope." He looked at Logan Paul and said, "I hope you win the Rumble, so I can slap that stupid smirk off your face." And then we get Seth leaving the ring, and Gunther and Paul are just left standing in the ring, and Logan Paul's just doing that that cocky smirk, like just that cocky, you know, arrogance is just exuding off of him, like, "Oh yeah, I'm better than you, Gunther. I'm so much more better than you. I'm so better than everybody in that locker room," and da 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 blah 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 blah. Heard it heard it all before. Logan Paul thinks he's better than everybody else in that locker room. Veterans, guys that have been doing this for 30 plus years, 15, 20 years, guys that have, traveled up and down, getting to where, guys that have had to struggle to get to where they are. And Logan Paul just thinks that he is so much better than they are. And, well, just because I got this, I picked this up in no time. And I was a champion faster than any of you guys, and blah blah blah. Just like, he's just so arrogant, too arrogant for my taste. But I digress. Then we get Kathy Kelly. She's backstage talking with CM Punk about what he said last week, and Punk jokingly Punk said that he was so focused that he jokingly said that if Kathy Kelly was in the Rumble, he would be throwing her over the top rope, and she just kind of chuckled at that a little bit. Then we get Sammy walking up, and he said that he heard what Punk said last week and said, "I'll see you in the Rumble." And then Sammy runs into Karrion Kross, who tells him that he needs to stop listening to Kevin Owens and all of his friends, and to stop thinking with his heart and start thinking with his mind. And then Kross walks away, and Sammy's left just kind of pondering this, kind of just, maybe he has a point. Maybe Kross is right. Maybe I do need to think with my head instead of so much with my heart. So, see what happens there. Then we get Judgment Day. JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio in the Judgment Day clubhouse. They're warming up for their match, and of course, always in the background is WWE 2K24 playing on CPU mode, and in the background Dominic is beating up somebody. I couldn't tell who it was, but Dominic's just stomping away on somebody in the game. And then we get a shot of the tag team champions, the War Raiders, warming up for their match. Then their tag team title, the tag team titles were the tag team title defense by the War Raiders was up after we get an ad break. And so coming out of the ad break, we got Judgment Day in the ring, and then we get a shot of a bunch of the celebrities in the crowd and WWE superstars A-Town Down Under, who are on Raw now. And from SmackDown, they're utilizing the transfer window or portal, whatever you want to call it. And we get the Creed brothers who are on Raw as well. With instructions from Chad Gable. They're sent by Chad Gable to to do his bidding, and then we get McDonough and Mysterio. Then we get the entrance of the War Raiders. Mysterio and McDonough are in control of the match to start. And JD, oh my gosh, I love JD McDonough. He hits a moonsault off the ropes, but the landing he takes, good grief. He hits the back of his head on the announce table. Thought he knocked him. I thought he knocked himself out. And it was a nasty looking spill. It was a nasty looking fall. And Carlito comes out, tries to distract the War Raiders, spitting the apple in the face of Ivar. That doesn't work. War Raiders come out on top. They hit the War Machine. Even with Carlito trying to help the War Raiders hit the War Machine and retain their tag team titles. Then we get Pete Dunne backstage, just walking backstage, and Ludwig Kaiser comes up to him and wants to have a little discussion. He says, "Just relax. I don't mean anything here. Just want to have a discussion." And so they're having their little discussion, and then Kathy Kelly, she's backstage interviewing the New Day, and Kofi and Woods go, the son of Texas, Texas's own son's home. The son of Texas is home, or the son Atlanta's own son is home. And Woods said that he's got front row tickets for his parents and all of his family. And Kofi asks him, "So are they here yet?" And Woods says, "No, I haven't heard from them yet. They're not here yet." And then so they weren't his mom and dad and all his family weren't there yet. And then we get so the match was Xavier Woods taking on Rey Mysterio in singles competition in a singles match. This match had a lot of back and forth between Woods and Mysterio. Woods attempted a suplex, which is a really cool one of the spots in the match. Woods kind of dominated, this is a lot of back and forth. This is a really good match. Ray reverses an attempted suplex into a sunset flip power bomb, and with that, Ray hits all his big moves, but with that, Ray picks up the win. And also during the match, it was also announced that Zelina Vega she's been drafted to SmackDown, so last night was her last night on Monday Night Raw as part of the LWO. And then we get Seth and Sammy backstage in the locker room. Seth is just hanging out. Sammy's talking to Seth, and Sammy's like, "I apologize for last week for kicking you in the head." And he reassures him that kick was not meant for him. Seth did say though that Sammy with Sammy aligning himself with Roman, it just he's not sure. It doesn't look right, and he knew that last week was unintentional, but he did say if it happened again, he can't be so sure that it was not intentional. Then we get Jey Uso making his entrance through the crowd. Everybody yeeting all over the place. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are yeeting all over themselves, and just yeeting like crazy. And I cannot remember the rapper that he had with him. I'm drawing a blank. I cannot remember who it was he had with him. Um, Jay officially declares for the Royal Rumble this Saturday, saying he's going to throw 29 guys over the top. He's gonna be the one to go on to WrestleMania and become the World Heavyweight Champion. He is determined he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Then we got Kathy Kelly backstage. She was interviewing Lyra Valkyria, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. And, of course, she's interrupted by American Made, Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile says she's entering the Rumble and said that she's going to go after go after Lyra's title, the title hanging over Lyra's shoulder. And Lyra looks at both Ivy Nile and Chad Gable and tells them that looking at her championships is the closest that she or Chad would get to an Intercontinental Championship. And I thought that was a really, really good line. Really good line. Then we got Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan in tag team action taking on the tag team champions Bianca Belair and Naomi. And we got a lot of double teams happening. There was a lot of double teams happening in this match. Raquel takes to the outside at one point, outside the ring, and she runs her mouth, and Naomi hits a nice step up enziguri. And both Naomi and Raquel get the tag to Belair and Morgan respectively. And then Belair dominates for a little while. Dominates the match with Liv, while her and Liv are in the ring for a little bit. But then Liv gets the hot tag to Raquel and she slams Belair to the mat. And as the match continues, of course, Dirty Dom runs down, sticks his nose, tries to interfere. Interferes, distracting both Belair and Naomi, and allowing Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to pick up the win. And this was an alright match. I mean, it was maybe 12 minutes. A 12-minute match. Okay. And then and then we get Kathy Kelly. She's backstage interviewing Rhea Ripley. And she's talking about how, her match with Nia Jax on Saturday night's main event, how that was a really good match. Now she's just a little bit banged up after that, but she's doing okay. And then we get Bayley walking up and she says, "Hey Rhea, maybe it'll be me you face at WrestleMania." And then we get Io Sky, and you could just see the tension. You could just see the tension here with these two. You just see the tension. And she gets there's this tension there, and Io walks. So Io just looks at Bayley and says, "See you Saturday." And then we got an awesome video package for Penta declaring for the Royal Rumble. Let's go. Penta in the Rumble, guys. Oh my gosh. You talk about a spot fest? Holy cow. I cannot wait to see Penta in the Rumble. Oh my goodness, that is going to be awesome. To steal a line from the Miz. That is going to be awesome. Whoo! I cannot wait for that. And then of course I love this. I love the Padistrator. We get the Padistrator because they were talking about the last time that the WWE was in Atlanta was for WrestleMania 28, and we get the replay of Michael Cole um in his one and only WrestleMania match where he says he's 1-0, and Pat's just going through this Padistrator just pointing all this stuff out to. I thought that was great. I loved that. I got a good laugh out of it. That was funny. And then we get and then after that we got a replay of Michael Cole trying to do a dab handshake there with with Jay, and 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 Pat McAfee just told him, stick to regular handshakes is what you're good at. Just stick to regular handshakes. I thought that was really good. Then we got the wise man, Paul Heyman, coming out, and he reveals that Roman Reigns is on the cover of WWE 2K25. And goes on to tout Roman's accomplishments, how Roman dominated the WWE the WWE championship scene, how for however many days he was champion, and just everything. But then he's interrupted by Drew McIntyre. And Drew tells Paul Heyman, he lets him know that he's the daddy of the bloodline. And I was like, no, you're not. Wait a minute. How is that? And the Drew goes on to explain the series of events that happened leading to the formation of the bloodline, with Drew winning the WrestleMania at WrestleMania during the pandemic, which is the WrestleMania that was at the Performance Center, beating Brock Lesnar, and he just he's touting all these things that he's done, and he says, so out of that, he said that all the stuff that happened to Drew, that was the catalyst of the formation of the bloodline. And then Drew looks at Drew looks at Paul Heyman and says, I want you to deliver a message to your boy. Tell him that that I will beat him with an inch of his life. And then he said, I'm going to throw his lifeless carcass over the top rope. And Paul Heyman said, I will deliver that message to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. But Drew said, no, wait a minute. I'm not talking about Roman Reigns. He said, I'm talking about your boy, CM Punk. And then we got Drew waiting in the ring for his match with Sami Zayn. Drew starts out with the upper hand, and just as the match goes on, Sami hits a tornado DDT, and in amongst all that, Sami's nose gets busted open. I mean, like, bad. Really bad. And Drew goes for a Claymore, misses, and this is while they were on the outside, and Drew hits his spine right on the announce table. And then they get back in the ring. Drew hits a spine buster into a jackknife cover combo, and then a power slam for a 2 count, and then a power slam for a 2. Drew goes for a white noise, but Sami reverses it into an attempted exploder suplex. Sami hits the blue thunder bomb for a 2 count, and Drew caught Sami on the top rope, And Drew did that, where Drew, is like tree of woe position. In the tree of woe position, he uses all of his ab muscles and sits himself up, pulls himself up, which I love that move. That is a great move. I love that move. And he just beals Sammy across the ring, but Sammy gets the crowd gets behind Sammy here, and he gets going. Sammy hits his exploder suplex. Drew goes for a Claymore. Sammy moves out of the way. Sammy misses the Helluva Kick. And Drew goes for the win by covering Sammy and putting his foot on the ropes. So Drew beats Sammy by putting his foot on the ropes, and the ref doesn't see it. And post match, Drew just starts beating up on Sammy, beating Sammy down. Cody comes out to help Sammy and starts beating up on Drew. Sammy gets Drew in the corner, goes for a Helluva Kick. Drew again moves out of the way, and Sammy's momentum carries his boot right into the face of Cody. So Cody gets nailed with the Helluva Kick, and then KO comes out, and KO and Cody are going at it. KO watches as Drew's walking up the ramp, and Cody hits a Cody Cutter, and then we get CM Punk, who comes out, and this is after, and as Drew's walking up the ramp, Drew's got that like, Sammy, yep, you did it again. Drew has got that sinister smile on his face, like, yeah, Drew knows exactly what he's doing. And then we get Cody and Punk, and Punk comes out praising Cody, and he's just reminding Cody, hey, when you're champion, you're gonna lose friends, and that happened to me. And he said, I see that happening to you. But and as Cody's recovering from the Helluva Kick, he's holding his face and just recovering, and he goes, "You're my friend, right?" And CM Punk reassures Cody that he is his friend, but he needs to let him know that he's got a target on his back, and he just needs to be really careful, because the title will cause, he said, the title will cause you to lose friends. The title will cause you to, the title will cause you to lose friendships, as he's seen already with Cody. And him and Cody are like best friends. Him and Cody go back. And so, Punk was just like, be careful. And that is how Raw goes off the air, guys, with CM Punk and Cody in the ring talking to each other, and Cody hyping up his match on Saturday with Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship, which is going to be contested under ladder match rules. So the only way to win is to climb the ladder and retrieve both belts. And that's going to be, oh my gosh, that's going to be a great match. Hey guys, well, thanks for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. This is Hollywood Steve saying, when you're Hollywood Steve, life is just too sweet.